Welcome to the third video in this series, Your Research Legacy, Leaving Your Mark on the World, or Knowledge Translation in 5 Easy Steps. In this Step 2 video, we'll establish who the audience is for your research message. You might have more than one audience, and that's great. The second step in building your knowledge translation plan is to identify and define your target audience or audiences. Each knowledge mobilization plan will be unique and adapted to local context. Here are some guidelines to determine who your audience is. Think about who cares about your topic. Who are the champions and leaders in the area of your findings? Who has skin in the game? Who will benefit from your findings and how will they use those findings? Who can do something about this? Who are your research sponsors or champions? They have a stake in distributing your findings and may be good spokespersons later. What about your research participants or subjects? Who is talking about this topic? What conversations are taking place? Look beyond academic and scholarly channels. Think about how well you know your audience and their context, what concerns they might have when they hear your results, what barriers you might face in communicating with them. What else is going on in their industry that might impact your news? Think this through carefully. Here are a few more questions to consider. What does your audience already know about this topic? What is their current level of understanding? What is their level of interest in your topic? What are the values and concerns of your audience? What about their demographics? Should you take into account age, gender, ethnicity, culture, and geographic location? Your audience might include consumers, managers, policymakers, decision makers, patients, the media, private industry, and other research or initiative funders. They might be researchers, communities of practice, entrepreneurs, or consultants. Or they might just be positive deviants who can start putting your research into action. This video with Dr. Rosemary Tanek is part of a series of videos on knowledge translation in the healthcare sector. Knowledge translation and mobilization is rooted in the healthcare system, but the practice is spreading to other areas now. Dr. Tanek is a researcher and a professor at the University of Toronto. At about the 5-minute mark in this video, Dr. Tanek describes her aha moment regarding reaching the right people or audience so they could make a difference to kids with ADHD and the teachers and parents of those kids. Keep thinking about your potential audiences. Who could use your research for decision making? Who could act on it? How could they be impacted by the evidence? Are they policy writers, politicians, educators, advocacy groups, or members of the public? Before you watch the next video in the series, spend some time thinking about who your audiences will be and generate a list of different groups who will be interested in your research. If you enjoyed this video, use the like button and be sure to subscribe to this channel for future videos on topics like this. Please share your comments in the section below and let me know what was most useful to you. Let's move on to the next video, Step 3, exploring some creative ways to showcase and share your research.